Hi there, and welcome to TechPlower, and welcome to my Tesla Model Y. In this Model Y, the Tesla Model Y Juniper, I only have a turn signal stalk on the steering wheel. There is no gear shift stalk. I change gears by touching the screen. Some people might find that difficult to adapt to. So I'm really happy that Test Studio sent me a gear stalk that I can put on the steering wheel myself. So it's in this box. So let's see what's inside this box and install it and test it out. It's actually quite a simple box. I have the address details behind this paper here. I have Test Studio on this side, Test Studio on this side, and Intelligent Gear Stalk 4.0 for Model Y Juniper on this side, and on this side for my Juniper. And at the bottom there is nothing but tape. So let's dig into the box. I of course have my trusty unboxing knife to cut the tape, so let's do that. Let's be really careful that we don't cut ourselves. Start on this side, like this. So now I think we can open the box. So just open up here and lift it up. Let's see, yep. We have some protective foam here, and if we open that, we see some things here. We see a spudger tool that's really helpful to take up some panels that we need to take up to thread cables. We have one plastic bag here. We have a screwdriver with 2 screws, really tiny screwdriver. We have some more bags here. Let's see, we have the power cable and the data cable, and I guess this end is connecting to the gear stalk. Then we have some zip ties, which is really nice if we want to manage the cables properly. Then we have one more bag, and I think that's the actual gear stalk. Let's take a look. Yes, indeed. We have reverse and drive, and we actually have a button on the side for park. That's really nice. And I guess I can move it, or maybe it's just part of the mechanism in here. So let's put that to the side. And then we have the cover for the steering wheel, and the original turn signal stalk will go here, and the Test Studio gear stalk will go on this side. Then we have our feeding cable, so we can feed our cable in the right spot. So that's all in the box, just some foam left and empty bags. So let's go to the installation. To install the gear stalk, we have to access some cables behind here. So we have to remove some panels first to access those. We'll start with removing the weather seal. That's not glued on, so just pull it up like this. And we can just leave it like this. Then we'll go to the small panel here, and now we can use the spudger tool that was included in the box and just go under here and pry it open. Being a little bit stubborn. And here we go. It just pulls out here and pulls out here, so that's loose. Now we have to remove this panel, but there's one small clip here that we need to remove first in order to loosen this one up. So you just put this end of the spudger tool under the clip, and until it loosens up. Let's see. The clip is loose, and then you simply drag it out and put that to the side. And now you should be able to pull this panel up here. There are some clips down here. Just pull on them. Like this. And then you pull it towards you, and this whole panel is loose. So now we have access to the cables that we need to connect to. There are a lot of more cables here than you probably have in your car, because I've already connected some accessories. But what we should do, we should connect the power using the cable that came in the box. We have an additional power connector here, but if you haven't connected any accessory yet, you will use this connector here at the bottom. But since I've already connected another accessory, I will use this one and simply connect it like this. And then I need to connect the data cable, which is this one. And the same, if you haven't connected any accessory yet, you have to dig to the gray OBD connector, which is a little bit further in here. But since I have some other accessories connected already, I have an additional OBD port here. So I will connect my cable here like this. So now we've connected the cables. Let's see if the drive stock works. And let's see if we can test it without connecting it anywhere else. So we have this white connector here, and we have this brownish connector on the drive stock. So if we connect that one, let's see, like this. So I should be able to get some action when pressing down the drive stock, but nothing is happening. So let's try to connect the drive stock directly to the Tesla power. So now I disconnected all the accessories that I have connected, and I'm gonna attempt to connect the power directly to my car. So the power goes in here. You can see it over here, goes down here. We have a blinking light here, and then we have to connect the OBD port the same way. Let's connect it here. And now we have a blinking light here on the drive stock. I hope you see it. So now it seems to be working. When I press down, the car is complaining that I should press the brake. And if I press the park button, it should go into park. We'll try that later. So I'm going to try to connect the accessories again and come back to you. So I just had to rearrange the cables for the other accessories a little bit to get power and data to the drive stock. But now it's all connected, and we have a lot of cable mesh here that we will manage later on. But now if I press down the drive stock, the car is complaining that I'm not pressing the brake because I need to do that to change gears. So now we should just disconnect this one for a while because we need to route the cable to the steering wheel. I never installed a drive stock before, but what I'm going to try is to route the cable under this panel and to the steering wheel column. So we'll start by removing this panel, and just a warning, if you haven't removed this before, it can be quite difficult. So you can use the spudder tool to help you out, but I've removed this one a few times now, so I can simply use my fingers. I will speed through this footage. So this one is loose. So now we take the feeding wire and feed the cable up here. But I think it's best to take the feeding wire and feed that one down. So just go down this hole here. And you should be able to feed it down. Just take your time and find the right way for the feeding wire. You might need to guide it with your hands.
A few moments later.
And we got the feeding wire through. So now we need to take the cable and use some electrical tape to tape those together so we can drag it through. So just put it on the end. Try to make it as small as possible so it's not taking too much space, because we have limited space in under the panel here. So this should be enough. So when you feed the cable through, you should both pull on the feeding wire and then also follow with the wire, so you're guiding it through, not just pulling. So just take your time, just pull it through very slowly, gently, and we get the wire up here. So I'm not sure how much cable I need to get all the way, but we can always keep the slack down here afterwards. So just drag as much as you think you need, like this. Then we just continue. You see I have another cable here, so I think we just go the same route and try to get the cable up here. So start with the feeding wire.
A few moments later.
And there we got it up. So we can feed the wire this way. And the same here, we'll be really careful not to lose the cable on the way. Just guide it and pull it. There it went through. So we're on the other side now. Sorry about the sun. I can't control that. So I'm trying to get the feeding wire down by the steering wheel. So I'm gonna put the steering wheel as far down and as far out as possible to give me the most space I can here. So I should be able to feed the wire somewhere down here. Let's see. So let's try to get the wire up here and then we can feed it. Let's see. Maybe a little bit difficult for me to show you where I'm feeding the cable. So after a while I was able to feed the feeding wire up here. So I can drag the cable the same route. Hopefully it won't get stuck anywhere. So just take it slowly. It might be a little bit tight space under here. So trying to get it up here. And we made it. Since I managed to get the cable up here, I'm going to attempt to get it down so I can connect it here by the steering wheel. I'm going to see if there's a route for the cable from the steering wheel and up. I felt like there was some space here. There is some space between the panels here, but I'm not sure where that will end up. So I'm not seeing the way for the cable here, but we need to remove this panel to get the gear stalk on. So let's remove it and maybe we see a route for the cable down to the steering wheel. So this is the cover that came with the drive stalk. So we need to be able to take this one off. So let's do that. Just get your spudger tool under the plastic cover. We should be able to get this off. So this cover here on the steering wheel column is really tight on. I'm trying to get under here to loosen it up, but this is really stuck. And it's getting up here. I'm trying to get under. So I'm a little bit afraid of breaking things. I don't want to break the original Tesla parts. So unfortunately, with my knowledge and my techniques, I'm not able to finalize this install. But I can show you how this should work. So you have the drive stalk here. Let's remove the electrical tape of this. At least we have the cable here and the drive stalk, so we can actually try it out, even though I will not connect it to the cover that came in the box, but this would be connected on this side here and it would be placed and screwed in here. So it looks really nice, and see how closely it matches the Tesla turn signal stalk. Really well made. So if I press the brake and pull it down, the car indeed goes into drive, but it's warning me that I have the doors open. And if I put it into reverse, it goes into reverse, and if I press the park, it indeed goes into park. So even though I wasn't able to finalize the install, I can show you that the drive stalk works indeed. So I have the drive stalk connected and I'm pressing the brakes. So if I I pull down on the drive stalk like this, the car goes into drive, and I can show you that the car can be driven. And if I press the brake again and lift the drive stalk up, it's a little bit difficult one-handed. Let's try. It goes into reverse. The car is of course complaining because I have a door open, but I can indeed reverse the car. And with the button on the end, I can put the car into park. So the drive stalk works, but this was the difficult part. To get this cover off, and it's really stuck on there. And I simply don't want to break the Tesla part. I'm also wondering if this was the best idea on my part to route the cable up here, but there must be a way to get the cable from here and under here, because there is some space under here, so I'm quite sure I can get it over here. So this was the unboxing and my attempt to install the gear stock from Test Studio. I'm just a little bit afraid of going too hard on the cover on the steering wheel and breaking the actual Tesla part. Maybe I'm just a little bit clumsy, but I'm quite sure you will manage. But I really like how well they are able to match the gear stock with the turn signal stock that came with the Tesla. It's almost a perfect match. And I also really like that they have the park button on the side. So you can use it to put the car into reverse and drive and park by pressing the button. And as I showed you, it works really well. If you want your own drive stock like this, please go to teststudio.com and search for the drive stock, or use the direct link in the video description. And please remember, before you do the checkout, to use my discount code TechPlower, just the name of my channel. And if you like this video, please check out my other content on my channel, and please consider subscribing, because it really helps my channel grow. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.